The world is full of wonders that still remain undiscovered. Beyond the famous destinations, there are corners where nature and history whisper softly. These are places few have seen, yet they pulsate with a pure and authentic beauty. From villages hidden in the mountains to secret beaches where the sea retains its mystery, these destinations invite you to stop time and see with fresh eyes. Traveling to them is not only about discovering new landscapes, but also about reconnecting with the essence of the world. Because sometimes, the most beautiful things don't announce themselves. They hide, waiting for those who know how to look. Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia is a city where East and West meet. Founded more than 7,000 years ago, it is one of the oldest capitals in Europe. Can you imagine walking through a city that has witnessed the rise and fall of entire empires? Among its streets, Roman ruins rest beneath metro stations, and the golden domes of the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral reflect the Balkan sun. Historical records describe it as a meeting point of cultures, religions, and languages. Sofia is modest and wise, modern and ancient, a perfect balance between past and present. In the parks, grandparents play chess, young people play guitar, and the air smells of freshly baked bread. Mount Vitosha watches over the city like an eternal guardian. At night, soft lights illuminate the boulevards, and folk music blends with jazz in the bars. Sofia teaches that history is not a burden, but a root. Don't you think that the quietest cities are the ones that tell the best stories? Rome, Italy. Rome is the eternal heart of history, founded, according to legend, by Romulus and Remus. It remains a city where every stone breathes antiquity. Can you imagine having a coffee with a view of the Colosseum? UNESCO documents designated a World Heritage Site for its incomparable artistic legacy. In every corner, there is a monument, a memory, a story of power and beauty. The fountains sing. The ruins speak, and time seems to bow before its grandeur. As evening falls, the city transforms into a golden stage. Cafes fill with laughter, scooters zip along the avenues, and the aroma of espresso permeates daily life. In Trastevere, the lights reflect the bohemian spirit. In the Vatican, silence is prayer. Rome teaches us that art is not just seen, it is experienced. Don't you think a city like this is a mirror of the human soul? Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is a poem on the edge of the Atlantic. Founded by Phoenicians and shaped by sailors, its history sails among hills and longings. Would you like to hear the wind sing in the narrow streets of Alfama? Records describe it as one of the most luminous capitals in Europe. Its yellow trams go up and down with a nostalgic rhythm, and the tiled facades tell stories of oceans and farewells. When the sun sets over the Tagus River, Lisbon is bathed in gold. Fado guitars fill the taverns, balconies are draped in bougainvillea, and the air smells of cinnamon and wine. In the Belém district, towers and pastries share the spotlight. Lisbon teaches us that melancholy can also be sweet. Wouldn't you like to lose yourself in a city that knows how to transform nostalgia into art? Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is the future with an ancient soul. Founded in the 15th century as Edo, it grew to become one of the most fascinating metropolises on the planet. Can you imagine a place where temples coexist with skyscrapers and robots? Documents describe it as a perfect fusion of tradition and technology. In Asakusa, monks pray in silence while, just a few meters away, screens glow like digital fireflies. At night, Tokyo lights up like a dazzling display of lights. Trains arrive with pinpoint precision. Restaurants overflow with the aromas of ramen and soy sauce. and the streets of Shibuya pulse with the energy of thousands of footsteps. In the parks, cherry blossoms bloom and calm returns. Tokyo teaches us that harmony isn't about stopping time, but about making it dance. Don't you think the future can also have heart? New York, United States. New York is a universe compressed into an island. Founded by the Dutch and dreamed up by immigrants, it became a symbol of freedom and ambition. Can you imagine watching the sunrise from the Empire State Building? Records call it the city that never sleeps, and that's no exaggeration. Each neighborhood is a world unto itself. Harlem resonates with jazz, Brooklyn with creativity, and Manhattan with a dizzying energy. The lights, taxis, skyscrapers, and languages of the entire world. By day, Central Park offers respite. By night, Broadway lights up like an artificial sky. Hot dog vendors, street performers, and dreamers transform chaos into a symphony. New York teaches us that the American dream isn't a destination. It's an attitude. Don't you think there are cities that beat to the rhythm of the human heart? Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is a Mediterranean symphony composed of centuries of art, rebellion, and sunshine. Founded by Romans and reinvented by modernists, it breathes history and creativity on every street. Can you imagine walking among Gothic columns and mosaics that seem like dreams? Historical records recognize it as one of the most innovative and vibrant cities in Europe. From the Sagrada Familia, whose towers resemble prayers carved in stone, to Park Güell, where ceramic dragons watch over the horizon, everything in Barcelona is a living work of art. In the Gothic Quarter, echoes of the medieval past mingle with the bustle of modern shops, and Las Ramblas is a vibrant river of voices and flowers. As evening falls, the city transforms into a magical stage. In Barceloneta, the sea caresses the sand as children laugh and musicians improvise melodies that carry the scent of salt. terraces fill with conversation. The aroma of tapas and wine wafts through golden lights, and street artists paint smiles in the air. At night, the horizon glows with a warm, human light. Barcelona teaches us that beauty lies not only in monuments, but also in the joy of living. Wouldn't you love to lose yourself in its streets and let the sea whisper to you that each day can begin anew? Seoul, South Korea. Seoul is the perfect balance between tradition and modernity, a city that lives with one foot in the past. And the other in the future. Founded in the 14th century, it was the capital of dynasties. And today shines as one of the most technologically advanced metropolises on the planet. Can you imagine seeing a 15th century palace facing a digital tower? Records describe it as an urban miracle, where ancient culture and modernity coexist seamlessly. At Gyeongbokgung Palace, guards in period costumes safeguard history. In the Myeongdong markets, youth celebrate fashion, food, and joyful noise. Seoul vibrates to the rhythm of its people, disciplined, optimistic, and passionate. As night falls, the city breathes neon and energy. The avenues fill with lights that twinkle like modern constellations, and the aromas of barbecue and kimchi guide pedestrians. Cafes offer refuge. Parks reflect tranquility, and the Han River meanders beneath illuminated bridges. Seoul teaches us that the soul can also program hope. Here, the past doesn't disappear, it transforms. Don't you think the secret to progress is remembering who you were while dreaming of who you will be? La Paz, Bolivia. La Paz is a city that converses with the clouds. Located at an altitude of over 3,600 meters, it stretches among mountains. Like a nest suspended between heaven and earth. Can you imagine living so close to the stars? Founded in the 16th century, it blends indigenous, colonial, and mestizo heritages. Historical documents describe it as the highest capital city in the world, but its true height lies in its soul. The streets rise and fall in a labyrinth of colors, where markets overflow with wool, corn, and smiles. From the cable car, the landscape resembles a living painting. Red rooftops, snow-capped mountains, and a horizon that breathes eternity. When night falls, the city illuminates with thousands of lights that seem like mirrors of stars. The colitas walk with a firm step. The bells of the colonial churches mark the rhythm of the wind, and the air, thin yet pure, is filled with history. In the plazas, people converse calmly, without haste. Wouldn't you like to feel your heart swell in a city so close to the sky? Sydney, Australia. Sydney is a melody composed of sea, light, and freedom. Founded in 1788, it grew from its colonial roots to become a symbol of diversity and harmony with nature. Can you imagine waking up to the sound of the waves and the scent of eucalyptus? Records recognize it as one of the happiest cities on the planet. Its harbor, embraced by the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the Opera House, is a living postcard of the balance between humanity and nature. In the parks, parrots sing in the trees, and the beaches invite you to lose track of time under the generous Pacific sun. At sunset, Sydney is adorned with both fire and serenity. The Opera House's white sails light up like open wings. Surfers greet the last waves of the day, and families share dinners by the sea. Optimism and respect for the land permeate every corner. Night falls slowly, with stars reflected in the water, and the wind blows gently. Reminding us that freedom can also be silence. Sydney teaches us that happiness is built on movement, but with a peaceful heart. Wouldn't you like to let the ocean tell you that the world still has room for calm? Athens, Greece. Athens is the origin of thought, the cradle of art and language. Founded more than 3 millennia ago, it still shines like an ancient flame. Can you imagine watching the sunrise over the Acropolis? UNESCO documents declare it a World Heritage Site. But its true greatness lies not in the marble, but in its spirit. The columns of the Parthenon bear witness to time and wisdom. The streets of the Plaka district smell of lemons, music, and philosophy. Athens is an eternal conversation between gods and humans. At night, the city breathes calm. Golden lights bathe the ruins, cafes murmur thoughts, and the hills hold the shadow of the past. Athenians live with pride, humor, and patience. They know that everything changes, except the essence. Athens teaches that wisdom is learning to see the world without haste. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Dubrovnik is a fortress that has learned to dance with the sea. Founded in the 7th century, it was a republic, a refuge, and a jewel of the Adriatic. Can you imagine walking along walls that embrace centuries of history? UNESCO documents declare it a World Heritage Site for its old town of white stone and reddish roofs. From above, the sea sparkles like an immense crystal. Cobblestone streets lead to lively squares, where the scents of salt, wine, and hope mingle with the laughter of travelers. At dusk, seagulls fly low, and the sun sets the city walls ablaze. Ships return to the port, cafes fill with music, and lamps flicker gently. In Dubrovnik, every stone holds a secret. Every wave echoes an ancient greeting. The city teaches that strength lies not in the walls, but in the beauty that withstands time. Don't you think the sea remembers those who gaze upon it with love? Los Angeles, United States. Los Angeles is a terrestrial constellation stretching between mountains and sea. Founded in the 18th century as a Spanish mission, it became a symbol of dreams and reinventions. Can you imagine a city where everyone is pursuing a different story? Records describe it as the entertainment capital of the world. But its magic goes far beyond Hollywood. Its neighborhoods are like different planets. The street art of Venice, the Latin culture of Boyle Heights, the serene energy of Santa Monica. In Los Angeles, the sun seems never to set. At night, the city lights multiply like fallen stars. Skyscrapers shimmer, cars move like fireflies, and the Hollywood Hills hold silent promises. The Pacific Ocean breathes calm as the waves whisper secrets of dreamers. Los Angeles teaches us that the biggest dreams are also born from daily effort. Don't you think every horizon begins with a determined step? Jaipur, India. Jaipur is a pink dream in the heart of Rajasthan. Founded in the 18th century, it was India's first planned city, a testament to the harmony of art, science, and spirituality. Imagine strolling among amber-colored palaces and markets overflowing with spices. Records describe it as the Pink City because of the hue of its walls, a symbol of hospitality. The Palace of the Winds resembles a jewel sculpted by the air, and Amber Fort dominates the landscape with golden majesty. Jaipur is not just history. It's a constant dance between the earthly and the divine. By day, the bazaars vibrate with impossible colors. Silks, jewels, incense, flowers. By night, the sky fills with stars and soft prayers. On terraces, families sip chai as the wind carries the scent of the desert. The city teaches us that beauty doesn't need to dazzle to be eternal. Wouldn't you love to hear the echo of the temples and the whisper of the caravans that still cross the sand? Cape Town. Cape Town is a painting where nature and hope meet. Founded in the 17th century, it's a mosaic of cultures at the foot of majestic Table Mountain. Can you imagine gazing at the Atlantic Ocean from the top of the world? Records have called it the Mother of Africa for its history, beauty, and diversity. The white beaches, nearby vineyards, and colorful neighborhoods tell a story of rebirth. In the harbor, ships wave to the wind, and seagulls accompany the sailors' dreams. At sunset, the sun dips into the sea with a fiery glow. The city fills with African music, laughter, and the aromas of spices. From the Cape of Good Hope, the horizon feels endless, and the soul expands. Cape Town teaches us that reconciliation can also take the form of a landscape. Don't you think the sea holds the secrets of all beginnings? Cairo, Egypt. Cairo is a poem written in sand and stone. Founded over 1,000 years ago, it rises like an oasis of history on the banks of the Nile. Can you imagine a city where pharaohs and automobiles share the same horizon? Records call it the Mother of the World, and walking through its streets, it's easy to understand why. The pyramids of Giza dominate the landscape with the serenity of eternity, while minarets call to prayer amidst the daily bustle. Cairo is the living past, a blend of dust and eternity, a place where time folds itself in conversation. As evening falls, the city dresses in gold. The Nile reflects lights and whispers. The markets overflow with the aromas of cumin and dates, and the air vibrates with songs that have survived the centuries. In the cafes, the elderly play dominoes, while the smoke from the hookah paints thoughts in the air. Children run between temples and taxis, and life pulses with an ancient force. Cairo teaches that immortality isn't conquered, it's inherited. Don't you think some cities were created simply to remind us that we are part of something greater? Quebec City, Canada. Quebec City is a piece of Europe frozen in North America. Founded in 1608, Quebec City retains the charm of a French village with the tranquil soul of the North. Can you imagine strolling along cobblestone streets under a fairy tale snowfall? Its walled old town, unique on the continent, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Pointed rooftops, tiny cafes, and the Chateau Frontenac dominating the skyline create a landscape that seems delicately painted. History permeates every corner, yet the city pulsates with understated modernity. When winter blankets the ground in white, locals stroll with smiles that defy the cold. In summer, flowers adorn balconies, and squares become stages for music and laughter. The street Lawrence River reflects golden light, and the air is scented with maple syrup and freshly baked bread. Quebec City teaches us that elegance can also be simple. Don't you think some cities embrace the soul with the tranquility of an old world home? Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva is tranquility personified. Founded by Romans and cared for by watchmakers, it lives to the precise rhythm of time. Can you imagine gazing at a lake that reflects both mountains and diplomacy? Records describe it as a capital of peace, home to international organizations, and a haven for travelers from all corners of the globe. Lake Geneva shimmers like a blue mirror nestled among the Alps, and the jet d'eau seems like a fountain reaching for the sky. In its pristine streets, languages mingle with the same courtesy as smiles. As evening falls, the city is enveloped in serenity. Cafes serve hot chocolate, violins play softly, and clocks tick with quiet elegance. In Geneva, order is poetry. The air smells of rain, bread, and a promise fulfilled. Geneva teaches us that perfection can also be gentle. Don't you think that silence, when it is beautiful, sounds like a melody? Reykjavik, Iceland. Reykjavik is a spark of color amidst the ice. Founded by Vikings in the 9th century, today it is a haven of calm, creativity, and northern light. Can you imagine living in a city where winter is illuminated by the northern lights? Records recognize it as one of the cleanest and most sustainable capitals on the planet. The houses painted red, blue, and yellow look like toys under the vast sky, and the air smells of sea and lava. Reykjavik doesn't compete with the world. It engages in dialogue with nature. On winter nights, the sky dances in greens and violets, and the inhabitants go out to watch in silence. In summer, the sun refuses to hide, and the streets fill with laughter, music, and coffee. Artists paint with light, fishermen tell tales of impossible seas, and children play as if time doesn't exist. Reykjavik teaches that solitude can be beautiful when it's full of life. Don't you think the cold can also warm the soul? Budapest, Hungary. Budapest is a jewel divided by a river and united by its soul. Founded on the ancient cities of Buda and Pest, it breathes history, elegance, and music at every turn. Can you imagine gazing at the Danube as the bridges light up at dusk? Historical records describe it as the Pearl of the Danube, and one look is all it takes to understand why. Its thermal baths, a legacy of the Ottomans, are temples of relaxation. Its Baroque and Art Nouveau buildings tell stories of centuries of splendor and resilience. The Buda Hills serenely dominate the horizon, while Pest vibrates with life, art, and youth. As evening falls, the city transforms into a symphony of light. Ships sail beneath the chain bridge. The Parliament building gleams like a golden castle, and the streets fill with violin melodies. Cafes buzz with conversation. The air is scented with paprika and sweet wine. And the Danube breeze caresses faces with a touch of nostalgia. Budapest teaches us that beauty can be melancholic while remaining luminous. Don't you think there are places where the soul simply feels at home? Montevideo, Uruguay. Montevideo is a caress of the Atlantic with a tranquil soul. Founded in the 18th century, it grew amidst tango and mate, between ships and nostalgia. Can you imagine a capital city that breathes both sea and poetry? Records recognize it as one of the most welcoming cities in South America. Its waterfront promenade, the longest on the continent, invites you to stroll leisurely, gazing at the horizon and thinking of nothing. Colorful houses, old cafes, and modern murals blend with understated elegance. As evening falls, Montevideo sings. Guitars strum on street corners, the aroma of asado fills the air, and the sun reflects on the river like a golden coin. In the bars, conversation is art, and time a friend. Montevideo teaches that calm is not the absence of movement, but a serene rhythm. Don't you think there are cities that embrace without saying a word? Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh is a city made of stone and mystery. Founded among hills and mists, it seems straight out of an ancient tale. Can you imagine a capital city where ghosts and poets share the same accent? Historical records describe it as one of the most literary cities in the world. Its castle, perched atop a volcanic rock, dominates the skyline with quiet dignity. The cobblestone streets of the old town wind between pubs and bookstores, where the past seems to whisper. On every corner, the air smells of rain, history, and whiskey. At night, the city is illuminated by lanterns that cast elegant shadows. The music of bagpipes floats on the wind, and the voices of storytellers mingle with the murmur of the nearby sea. In the pubs, locals tell legends with a smile, and visitors listen with respect and wonder. Edinburgh teaches us that melancholy can be a form of beauty. Don't you think there are places where even the fog has a soul? Florence, Italy. Florence is a painting that is never finished. Founded by the Romans, it was the heart of the Renaissance and the workshop of human genius. Can you imagine walking the same streets that Michelangelo, Dante, and Leonardo walked? Its designation as a World Heritage Site is well known, but more than a museum, Florence is a living, breathing emotion. The Duomo, with its perfect dome, dominates the city like a miracle of balance. The Ponte Vecchio reflects centuries of commerce and romance. Art isn't exhibited here, it breathes. At sunset, the Arno River bursts into flames. And the air smells of wine and history. Painters work on the bridges, musicians fill the air with violins. And lovers gaze at the horizon from Piazzale Michelangelo. Florence teaches us that perfection isn't achieved, it's pursued. Don't you think there are places where the human soul can speak to the gods? Porto, Portugal. Porto is a postcard steeped in history and wine. Founded on the hills overlooking the Douro River, its melancholic beauty inspires poets and travelers alike. Can you imagine the aroma of wine mingling with the Atlantic breeze? It's recognized as a World Heritage Site for its old town, its bridges, and its centuries-old wine cellars. The colorful houses seem to cascade down the hillside, and the churches covered in blue tiles tell tales of sailors and miracles. As evening falls, the sun bathes the river in copper, and the Robelo boats sway gently. In the taverns, fado music drifts amidst glasses of port. And leisurely conversations. The cobblestone streets, the scents of bread and salt, and the mist that sometimes blankets the city create an alluring atmosphere. Porto teaches us that nostalgia can also be a source of joy. Don't you think there are cities that know how to smile with tears in their eyes? Beijing. Beijing is the ancient heart of a giant. Founded over 3,000 years ago, Beijing blends imperial temples, modern avenues, and vibrant markets. Can you imagine walking through a city where every corner holds centuries of wisdom? Historical documents declare it one of the world's oldest capital cities. The Forbidden City still commands respect, and the Temple of Heaven exudes harmony and precision. Beijing is tradition, wrapped in modernity, a bridge between dynasties and neon lights. At night, the red lights of the lanterns mingle with the glow of the skyscrapers. The air smells of tea, bamboo, and history. In the hutongs, neighbors play mahjong and chat under the moon. The Great Wall, in the distance, stretches out like a sleeping dragon protecting the soul of the country. Beijing teaches us that the past doesn't die, it only changes form. Don't you think some cities are mirrors of time? Copenhagen, Denmark. Copenhagen is a Nordic smile with a warm soul. Founded in the 10th century as a fishing port, today it is a model of sustainability and elegance. Can you imagine a capital city where the bicycle reigns supreme and design is a philosophy? Records highlight it as one of the happiest cities in the world. Its serene canals, simple palaces, and inviting cafes reflect the harmony between humanity and nature. In Nyhavn, the colorful houses lean towards the water as if they want to gaze at themselves. As evening falls, the air smells of bread, cinnamon, and coffee. Children laugh in the parks, musicians play by the harbor, and the lights gently come on. In Copenhagen, life flows without haste or excess. Here, beauty is measured in tranquility. Don't you think happiness can also be a form of silence? Bruges, Belgium. Bruges is a medieval mirror where time seems to have stood still. Founded in the 9th century, it flourished as a commercial and artistic center of Europe. Can you imagine walking through a city where the canals are like silken threads weaving history? Records describe it as the Venice of the North, but Bruges is more intimate. Quieter, its brick houses reflect centuries of patience in the water. The stone bridges, Gothic towers, and belfry bells tell stories that need no words. When night falls, golden lights reflect on the canals, and the city seems to sigh. Horses trot gently, The air smells of chocolate and craft beer, and windows gleam like antique lanterns. In the squares, musicians play melodies that caress the soul. Bruges teaches us that beauty doesn't need noise. Don't you think there are places where even silence has a voice? Valparaiso, Chile. Valparaiso is a poem painted on hills. Founded in the 16th century, it grew between the sea and bohemian life, with the soul of a port and the heart of an artist. Can you imagine a city where every wall is colorful and every staircase tells a story? Records describe it as the jewel of the Pacific. Old funiculars climb and descend among hills covered in multicolored houses, and the ocean patiently observes. Valparaiso doesn't seek order. It celebrates the creative chaos of its spirit. At night, the lights resemble earthly stars, and the salty breeze caresses the balconies. Guitars play in the bars, and the streets smell of wine and poetry. Graffiti breathes, poets write, and sailors dream. In Valparaiso, beauty isn't just contemplated, it's lived. Don't you think there are cities made for those who still believe in freedom? Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a dance among canals and tulips. Founded in the 13th century, it was a haven for artists, merchants, and dreamers. Can you imagine a city where water reflects freedom? Records recognize it as one of the most tolerant and creative cities in the world. Bicycles cross bridges like musical notes, and the leaning houses seem to wave warmly. Art lives in the museums, the spirit in the streets. When night falls, the canals shimmer like liquid mirrors. The lights of the boats, the aromas of cheese and coffee, and conversations in 1,000 languages. Create a symphony of life. Amsterdam teaches us that freedom flourishes where the mind breathes. Don't you think there are places where even the wind sounds happy?